Blessings and good day. Hey everybody, this is Uncensored. We're on Uncensored Enlightenment Talk Radio today. I haven't been live in a while. I always start my lives like that. I'm ridiculous. I be MIA. But the spirit has coming over me today, and I wanted to talk to you guys. And I wanted to let y'all get to know me a little bit more. So this morning I woke up and I had a conversation with a close friend of mine, and we've been close for a while. This is my male friend. He's been really good to me. He's a good brown melanated man. And I told him some things about me, so he knows me and he supports me in everything I do. But one of the things that he told me, he was like, one day, we were together and we were talking about the spiritual stuff, and he said once that, I started telling him, that I practice white magic, what people call white magic or voodoo. I more so do protective baths. I burn candles, prayers, set up, shrines for the ancestors, set up, give offering of thanks, no blood offerings. So with those things goes to say, I didn't really let him know a lot about my family, but he was like, so, when you told me that, he was like, it was funny because it was like something in your eyes, it just changed. And he was like, it's not like a blackness came over, but it's like a light, he's just a regular dude, like a regular street dude. So they, everybody's not into that, but when you see something and you see a marked change, it made him, really was like, wait a minute. He was like, yo, I really like, he said he really like just put his head down like, yo, this girl eyes just changed. I'm about to like get the hell out of here. But because what he knows of me and know how I am, he was like, no, she's a good person. So if y'all follow my other forums, I have other forums that has nothing to do with this. This is going to really just expose a whole nother side of me. My other forum is called the Black Discovery Channel. We'll focus on basically the upliftment of melanin people, to learn about the true history of yourself. That's just analyzing topics such as family, health, economics, rap, things that affect the black community, our behavior. So anyway, that's the me side. I'm also a healthcare provider, and I help people in that realm as well. And then I teach people about gold and finances. So I'm really like and I got some business running, so I'm really 3D on the outside, but there is more to me. And he calls me an onion. He said, he's like, you got a lot of layers to you. Not that I smell like an onion, but it's just the fact of the layers. And onions are good for you. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for you. So we started talking a little bit more, and we started talking about vibrations. We started talking about, Damon Dash. What I brought up to him was like what excited me today or yesterday is that I saw the mainstream is actually a mainstream person is, coming over into the intrinsic side, or let's say the other side. And I'm talking about the Anunnaki. So I was like, wow, I haven't explored the Anunnaki since I've been a little girl. I've always been awoke. I've been awoke since I've been born, and that's the story that I want to tell to y'all. A story of reincarnation. And this is things that I have taken years to acquire all this information and figure it out, but I have a good sense of my being and who I am and where I came from. And there's a lot of you out here that are going through similar things that I have went through, and this is why we're going to be here on Uncensored Enlightenment Talk, talking about these type of things. Okay, so get to know me a little bit more. This is the get to know me, the side that a lot of people don't know, but I'm just going to tell y'all because it's time. It's time because it's going to be on the mainstream, and it's going to be people who misconstrue. People are going to be afraid. People are not going to, really take the information for what it is. But you got to have some type of foundation. So with this channel, the people who follow this channel is going to have some type of strong foundation and little keys, and put the keys and the bits and the pieces together to see the reality for what it is, so you don't live in fear. That is the thing, and that's what we were talking about too. We were talking about fear, and basically that's the control mechanism of people. And then we talked about the layer lines as well, and I want to talk about the layer lines later. So let's talk about a story of reincarnation. I am of Haitian descent on my mother's side. So the story starts off with my grandpa. My grandfather on my mother's side was a Casanova, I would assume. And around the time that my grandmother was pregnant, there was another Haitian lady that was pregnant. She had my mother, and the lady had her baby. Her baby was probably like a couple of weeks older than my mother. But her baby died. I don't know how her baby died. Don't know the story. But what that goes to say, when my mother was about 2 months, 2.5 months, 3 months, she got really sick. Temperature, diarrhea, everything. Just didn't know where it came from. When my grandmother took my mother to the hospital in Haiti, the doctors basically, because that's in Haiti, they just straight. This is the story I got, and this is the story I'm gonna share with y'all. The doctors just basically said, "Why you bring this dead baby here?" My mother was pronounced dead, so my grandmother wasn't hearing it, being the who she is, because she do practice as well, and she took my mother supposed body to my grandfather, and my grandfather at the time was a voodoo priestess or a witch doctor, in regards to what I was told. They probably won't be happy I'm sharing this story, but I have to share this story so people can realize that there's much more going on, and that is, we're regular, everybody's regular, and we're not regular at the same time. So basically, my great grandfather told my grandmother to leave my mother and come back in the morning. And that's what she did. She said, go home and pray, use these prayers. My grandma go pray. So she came back, and my mother was alive. My mother was alive, a happy 2.5-month-old baby. And it started. It was, my mother was a regular baby. She didn't really give any issues as far as my grandmother said. But my grandma did say, for the first year, she used to have these bad dreams where she was always fighting this lady, fighting this spirit, and the spirit kept saying, you took my daughter, you give me my daughter back. And my grandma like, no, this is my daughter. So they fighting in the dream. And I don't really remember what my grandma said she did to overcome this lady, the spirit, but somehow she banished the spirit, okay, and it left about a year later. And she said she did notice some behavior changes with my mother. My mother was always a little feisty little Haitian little girl, but nothing too major. So my mother had a basic normal life. She came to America when she was about 12. They got their citizenship legally, and I was born in New York. I was born via my father vessel and my mama vessel. So one vessel being origin from Haiti and one vessel being origin from Barbados. So what that goes to say, when I was born, I was a little different. One thing my uncle said is that I came out and I had Popeye eyes, like my eyes were closed, one eye was open, like I used to just look around and shit, like what the fuck. Like they said I had this what the hell personality, like what the fuck am I doing here? Oh boy, y'all better pick me up, help me, do what I need to do. Like I always had this obligated type of personality, but not obnoxious, but it was like I was the princess of the house, the princess. So spiritually, myself, I always been or physically on the third, I'm gonna say on the 3D level, on a social level, I kind of always been the eyeball, been the type that I always been the mother of the crowd. I love to help. I always wanted to help. I always was the mature one out of my friends, like don't do that, and I used to just look at the world from the age of 12 probably 8, 9, like something severely not right. And it started in Catholic school. So Catholic school, I got kicked out of 2 Catholic schools because they said that I was going to contaminate the kids because I always asked why. I used to ask, why do I have to pray? Why does this? What does this mean? And then back in the day, you couldn't ask nothing. And I didn't give a damn. They told my mother, take me out of Catholic school, put me in a public school because I'm contaminated the kids and it'll be wasting her money because I'm not taking in what they wanted me to take in. I should just doing my own thing. Like I always did my own thing. One thing that used to stand out about my personality is that I used to love to learn, and also I used to cry at TV. Like I was rough. Like I grew up with boys, so I always used to just fight. They used to make me fight. We grew up in the 80s, wrestling, karate. You already know what was going on back in the day. So with that goes to say, I always used to cry when I used to watch TV because it seems so real. You know what I'm saying? Like when people will be hurt or the baby die and things like that. And that is like, what the hell am I crying for? And everybody else looking at me like, I don't think she's crying. I'm like, I don't know. So you know what I'm saying? So I had that tough and that softness about me. You know, so around the age of 12, 13, or older than that, younger than that, I started to research more into, brown melanated people and who we were. And, I was following H. Rap Brown, Asada Shakur. I went down into the realms of learning about the pineal gland. At the age of 12, I was talking to my friends about the pineal gland. Like, I literally remember having conversations about the pineal gland. I was like, damn, I was young as hell talking about the pineal gland and talking about melanin and the distributed melanin and how it connects to vitamin D and how the vitamin D, we only get it from the sun, and, and how they're basically these lines are showing up in the fucking sun. Like, I used to be traveling with my father, my real father. I'm gonna say father because he's just like he's a father anyway. So traveling to come visit him down south and stuff, and I used to look in the sky like, oh my god, look at those clouds, I'm from the plane. Like I used to tell him like them chemtrails, and I was younger talking about chemtrails. You know what I'm saying? And he used to be like, what are you talking about? Because he used to be in the service and all that. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, yo, that ain't right. That's not from the planes because they not dissolving. Like, it come from, I used to explain, like, okay, it's supposed to disappear. It's like smoking a cigarette. Why is it still there? So, you know what I'm saying? So, that's when I went down the route of finding out about vitamin D, and, how you get it from the sun, and how these chemicals that they were putting out there, these ionic whatever, I don't know the names off the top of my head right now because I haven't really been down there like that recently. I've been really 3D, but I have to come out because this conversation I had with him today was like, girl, just get it out. So I used to talk to him about the chemtrails, and he used to look at me like I was crazy. Like, okay. So with that goes to say, you go down and you learn about the pineal gland. Then you learn about the human species. And this is when I was like 13, 12, 13, like you start finding yourself, you're going through puberty, and I'm living the 3D life. I'm still experiencing what my girlfriend's experiencing, still trying to be me, covering some of these feelings because I know they like, she weird. Like, mind you, I'm from the hood. So there ain't no hood people talking about, a lot of them talking about this, but they were talking about a lot of God body stuff. So 5% of things, and those aspects help heighten my actual awareness. So all of those play as catalysts. And I know that a lot of you guys have a lot of catalysts around you that actually heighten in your spiritual experience, and knowingly and unknowingly it's taking you somewhere. So those are the things that kind of took me to where I'm at right now. So with that goes to say, when I was talking to my friend and he said that he had sort of in my eyes, he said it was basically like a change. And I know, like I totally understand it because, it's just like I explained to him, what you felt was, what you notice is not what the average person will notice, is just because you're becoming awakened, over this process. And it's just like when you walk in a room, and a lot of people can't do that, but there are people who can a lot. When you feel like, what the hell, something ain't right, or you just know when your mate is upset. You know what I'm saying? When they go from one vibration to another one. So what that goes to say, it's the same thing as what empaths feel when we walk in, and we can feel that just from anybody. Like, we don't literally have to have that connection. So I was feeling that really younger, on the top of trying to figure out, like, where the fuck am I? Like, I always had this thing, like, well, I came down to this earth for this bullshit. Like, it was always in my head, like, I really came down here for this. Like, we got all this racial inequality. I'm up in the hood. Dudes don't act right. I'm feeling emotional, funny, different. Like, what the blood pucker is going on? And through time, you start to develop your spiritual self more when you don't allow the outside world to actually control your emotional state. And that's what I have noticed was the disconnect. What would disconnect me from actually having that balance, and then the open realms of prosperity coming in, when you're allowing the outside world to govern your emotional feelings, because you can't control nothing outside. So when I basically know, my synopsis was, my spirit reincarnated here, through all the researchers, all the, I have went through psychics. I went to psychics, and they like, literally, I have 3 or 4 psychics. Like, why you come to me for? You already know this. Like, you just coming to just verify it. Like, and have an attitude with me a little bit. Like, you wasting my time. But, I was on the spiritual realm trying to spiritual, path, like, hey, I'm feeling something. What the fuck is going on? I need some guidance. So they were just my reassurance that a lot of the things that I dream, I go through, I feel is real, and I'm gonna share a lot of some of those experiences with you. Some of my experience I had with spirits, being attacked, also being sexually assaulted. I can't believe I'm sharing this with y'all, but this is what Uncensored is going to be about. I was sexually assaulted in the spiritual realm and physical. And I say this with a smile because I'm like, not over it, but I'm over it. It takes a while. That's why we're going to build a lot on Uncensored Enlightenment Talk, because us as brown melanated people on the 3D level have to build, because we have a lot of we have a lot of damage in our DNA from our ancestors, and things that has happened to our people, and things that we have done to each other as well. It's in our DNA, and I was talking to my friend, I was finally able to talk to him about it, because he like, okay, he knows me, he know the 3D me, he know the business me, so he like, no, this bitch ain't crazy. And he knows I'm a very logical person, so when I talk, it's not gonna just come from anywhere, so it's just a little weird to talk to you guys about it, because I've been really kind of just strayed away from dealing like with this, because when I get into it, they bother me, they talk, like they show up, like spirits will be like, I hear a noise, I see shit, like, and I have to really like, yo, sit down, like, yo, I don't want y'all here, and it gets like that. Okay, so that's what I'm just like, oh boy, I'm really bringing this up because I had, suppressed some of this stuff too as an adult. Like, okay, when I was younger, I used to have a lot of dreams, and I also used to see spirits. I used to like, especially in my mother's house, because this is the experience in the house. Like, let me tell you, this one was good, and this had to do with the outside world, not just me. Okay. She was like, dang, you told people this story too? Yes, because y'all need to know this. All right, so when I was about 13, 14, my mother bought a house, and she met this lady, and I'm not going to give you her name, but the lady basically told her that, oh, your house is dirty. And my mother bougie. So my mother was like, it's Saturday. I just cleaned my house. 3D person. And the lady like, no, you have a spirit in your house, and you need to clean it. And my mother was like, whatever. And the lady was like, just take my number. But it was crazy because my little brother was basically getting attacked at night. He will run out the room. And as I'm telling you the story, it's bringing chills to my body because I have to tell y'all the truth. Oh, my God. So he used to run out the room in a panic. My brother, I used to laugh. It used to be funny because I didn't really put two and two together, but now he's, she's coming to get me. She's coming to get me. And I'm like, who's coming to get you? We'll all wake up and be like, who? The lady in the chair. And I'm like, yeah. Go to bed, like, go to bed. And I used to feel so bad. He'll just stay right. He'll sleep with one of us, or he'll sleep outside the door. He wouldn't go back in the room. So come to find out that it was some Portugal people who owned the home prior to my mother owning the home. And the lady did not want her family to sell the home. And they sold the home to us and to my mother. And the lady wasn't ready to let it go. So she finally contacted Dawn, and she did that because one night I had my friend come over, like me and my best friend, we was chilling. We came in the house, acting all up, we was doing our thing outside. So we came out eating and stuff. So anyway, so we left the kitchen, we eating, we cracking jokes upstairs. All you hear, my mother got bougie. My mother bougie. We in the hood. She got a porcelain sink. So all you hear is like, I left, I think, a spoon in the sink. Okay. And now my mother really LCD, but I knew it wasn't her. Oh my God, it's bringing chills to me as I tell you. So all I heard was ding, ding, like somebody's taking a spoon, hitting the shit against the goddamn porcelain, like ding, ding. And I'm looking at my best friend like, yo, you hear that? She like, yeah, I hear that. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So we went down there like, yo, I'm like, yo, Juke, that's you. To my uncle, like, yo, that's you? That's down there? Yo, call my uncle name. And nobody answering. Thing stopped. We went back in the room again. Ding, ding, ding. She was getting a little worried, so I just went over the banister, hanged over the banister, like, whoever down there, cut that shit out because I'm gonna get fucking mad. And I just left it like that because I'm just that type of person. Like, when it comes to spiritual shit, some people don't understand. I just have to check it. My best friend didn't know what the fuck was going on. I'm like, yo. Because we was already seeing things in the house, shadows and stuff. So I pretty much, my spirit knew. Like, I've never been really afraid of that stuff, but I really don't like to, I don't know if I'm ready now. Maybe I am. But before, I really was not ready to see these goopy goblins in the image that they show you on TV to be right in my face. So I prayed that shit away. I used to be like, God, I ain't ready to see him. Just let me not see him. I'm not ready for that. They put the covering on me. And when you pray like that, you actually can suppress that. So I was able to suppress a lot of my experiences with them being able to come anytime. Like, I'm in a place where they have spiritual things that's going on, maybe spirits that's left around, I could probably feel it. If I purchase a new home or a house or apartment, I know how to clean it out and push them out, talk to them, pray them out. So that happened. Dawn had got in contact with my mama. My mama got in contact with Dawn because that was the topper moment. And it had something else happen too in the house because I literally had to keep, some incidents where I had to yell down the steps like, bitch, stop. Because one time I was asleep, I was tired. And all of a sudden you went ring, 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 little noise. And I just came, what you fucking stop? Mama, like, who you talking to? I'm like, so whoever the fuck downstairs, you better get this house clean. And I just went to bed. Well, I was just I'm a Sag. I'm sorry. My mama know how to deal with a Sag. I just went to bed. We Haitian too. So she like, ain't nothing in my house. And come to find out, she was doing shit to try to clean it on the low. Like, I got some bleach, I got some ammonia, I got this. And Dawn told me to get this. I'm like, all right, cool. Because this nigga gonna get his ass kicked. Even my friend who came to stay with me saw the spirit downstairs. She came to me like, yo, it's something in this house. I was downstairs and something went right across the room. I was like, She's like, yes. I'm like, yeah. Okay, don't worry. It ain't gonna get you. Just do this. I told her to do it. And I built her up and she was straight. Like, that's real. People who don't experience, I'm telling you, this shit is real. I could call her and she'll tell you. Me and her not really close right now, but she knows she had that experience at my mama's house. So the house got clean. We did everything we needed to do to clean the house. And the funny thing was that my mother said when we were done with the process that she had a dream. She had a dream that it was my ass, Miss Sagittarius, that I got up and I was like, Ma, I'm trying to sleep. Why? When is this going to be over? Like, we was all upstairs and she was like, it's going to be over soon. And she was like, they was downstairs having a party. It was like a bunch of Portugal people having a freaking party. Kids, aunties, uncles, like it was a family. And we went downstairs and my mother opened the door and then she was like, one by one, they was just walking out. Little kids, grandmas, aunties, uncles, and they were happy. And she said the last one said to her, I left you a vase in the corner, and I love what you're doing to the house. Keep it up. Because my mother real bougie. She done made this, the house in the hood, look like we in fucking Beverly Hills. Okay, I ain't even talk about that. But I love it. It's nice. This is an HDTV house. So that's what the lady said. And so what my mother went and did was actually create the same vase that she saw in the dream. And we still have it in the house. So that is the 3D outside experience that connected to who I was. Because it really didn't bother me. It was just the fact that when they start to become invasive, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I like to be in kind of control of my environment. Yes, I am. I'm a Sag. But I don't like, just spirits doing shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny because it goes into, I got stories to tell. It goes into my healthcare field too, because I'm a nurse. I have some stories about, supposed people who they call schizophrenic, or seeing things. I'm able to talk to them and deal with them. It'd be so funny, not funny. The story be funny, but I'm going to share them with you. Not yet, though. We're going to start these chronicles one by one. I guess that's how we're going to do enlightenment. Uncensored enlightenment talk with extra light. Tell me if you're enjoying. If you are, like, subscribe, and share to the people will like this information. I just feel like I should share, who I am 365 degrees, because this is what I came here to do. As I say, the story of reincarnation. As time went on, you learned how to meditate. You learn about all this information. I was learning about the Anunnaki. I was learning about the government conspiracies. The things that were going on with my people. You were seeing what was going on, and you just putting everything together. And this is when you want to go into a spiritual self. You either gonna lose your fucking mind, and get high out your fucking life, or you're going to be like, yo, I got to get this under control. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't come here to waste this fucking life. Because that's what happens when you lose your mind, you don't come here, you don't do your mission like you're supposed to. You waste your life. Not really, because you learn things, but you have to really do the shit kind of over again. And that's just, the people who know about reincarnation knows what I'm talking about. We're going to talk more about that, deeper, about the fact that reincarnation shows itself in what you do. Like even just this is the 3D example. Natural talents. Like, okay, I naturally know how to do hair. Like, I came out doing hair since 11-year-old. I was doing little grandma hairs and ponytails and getting my little money. But it was something natural to me. It was something natural to me. So I don't know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And then I have another thing, also where it comes to heredity and DNA and also past lives. I come from a family of nurses on not the Haitian side, the Bayesian side, the bougie side. And I used to be like, they be like, you're going to be a nurse. I'm like, hell no, I'm going to do hair, because I had a feel for it. So I went got my cosmetology license and everything, and it was easy peasy. It was a flow. And that right there is one sign of being reincarnated into coming back with a natural talent. Even when I went into nursing, it's natural. Like, when I'm on the nursing floor, it took me a while to get the book smarts, because the stuff that they want me to know. But my teachers would be like, girl, you run circles around them on the floor, but then you get in the book, you thinking your own shit. So with that goes to say, it's just your natural things that you have. I believe, and other people will back this up as well, that you have experienced in your other lifetime that you take over with you. Even bad things, like, okay, a thing is that I believe in one of my lifetimes I was possibly choked. I had to be. I don't like nobody grabbing my neck. This thing right here is like, oh, this is the most I'll do with a turtleneck. Okay, I don't like turtlenecks. Don't touch my neck. Even if we were doing something, I got to trust you. Okay. So I definitely have an issue about that. And there's other issues too, like when I ride by, because I'm in the South, when I ride by certain homes and certain things that I see, I will get this eerie feeling like, oh my God, my ancestors died here. Like, literally, it come over my body. So what that goes to say, going back into finding yourself in meditation, and how, what I was talking to with my friend today, when you go through these things, and like I told him, like when he said he didn't get freaked out when he saw what happened in my eyes, he could have got freaked out, but his 3D self was like, no, she a good person. She is not a demon. He was like, he had to convince himself. I'm like, that's when I started telling him about the Anunnaki. You have to really be aware that it's other beings here. And he's like, I'm telling him it's other beings here. Not to say that I'm another being, but I definitely know I'm a reincarnated spirit based on my situation. You got to understand, when my mother passed, it was a spirit that came through her, that chose to come through her, or was taken. So the next spirits after that come in any vessel that she created in any generations, we are actually able to choose. We have more of a everybody's able to choose, but we are different beings that came here on a mission. We all came here on a mission, but this is like, we're gonna wake up a little faster. This is what's happening. People, not all people in my family waking up faster, but my younger generation, us, that came under the indigos and the crystal, we are the ones that are awakening. Like, my brother is the truth. Like, he's straight up in the Berg. Like, he locked up and he's straight waking the whole prison up. Like, God body. And it took a bad situation to get there, but it's an awakening spirit that's happening. So what that goes to say, going in deep meditation, I was telling him, when you are able to be aware of that it's other beings around you, the way you identify them is through their eyes, because like he said, he was able to read my eye. He was like, whoa, I never saw that shit. And I was like, pay attention to everybody's eyes. And that's when you're going to read the spirit. You're going to read that person. Body language could be manipulated, could be coerced, everything. The words, the eyes, everything. I mean, not the eyes, but I'm talking about, looking back and forth. I'm talking about staring, makeup and stuff. All that stuff can be a distraction. But when you go deep into them and you just look, you read that person's mind and everything. So that's what I was talking to him about this morning. And that's going to be a way that you can protect yourself when you're waking up. Because you are going to see things, you're going to feel things that you never felt before, and it's like, oh shit, what the fuck is going on? Like, especially if you're from the hood, but we have our DNA in us that's going to make us know that it's not too far-fetched. Like, it'd be like, all right, we can handle this. Like, so I'm just letting y'all know, when y'all do go through the spiritual awakening, and the reason why I felt like it's very important to make this video is because I came across a video too, if I mentioned, that Damon Dash is talking about the Anunnaki. Now, once you get these mainstream stars start talking about this stuff, it means that it's time for this stuff to start revealing itself to the masses. I'm like, oh shit, the Anunnaki is about to hit the mainstream. Because if I talk about the Anunnaki, like, she crazy, like, that's just a folk tale. But literally not everybody have done a sequential history review of our planet. We just think we've been colonized, so we don't even know what our colonizer taught us. Like, if you go to the Discovery Channel, I take you back from 1600s all the way back to the Bible. And I haven't taken you before the Bible back. That's where you get into the Anunnaki. I may have to just share that in the Anunnaki and all the other spiritual beings in this planet, that came here in the construction of this planet. Like, it's big. It's not just what you see. It's very uncensored. Like, they putting it right in front of your face. And it was funny because I went to the eye doctor, and and they say sometimes after trauma you start to have your gifts show itself more and more. So I had caught an eye injury and I caught an infection. So what that goes to say, I would go to work and all of a sudden I everywhere. Mostly it was at work, and I have like flash of lights. Now, mind you, my vision was a little bit altered, but my retina was in place, and I went to the eye doctor and I went to a specialist. Nothing was out of place, but I knew spiritually it was a spiritual awakening that was going on and saying, okay, chick, now it's time for you to see again. Now it's time for you to start seeing what the fuck is around you. So sometimes I'll be sitting there and, you get the speckles. Because I was talking to the eye doctor. I was like, yeah, I'm starting to see those floaty things. Oh, it's starting to be normal. But in my healthcare field, you see floaty things, you think you're having a stroke. So I'm like, man, they just mixing stuff up when it comes to the 3D world and what they're saying. Spiritually, I know that, when those things was happening, sometimes I'll get the flash of light and it'll be telling me about the person, or tell me, or it'll be the person's family that be next to me, because I'll be hearing a story about something. Because usually patients will talk deep to me because I just got that spirit and I just talk to them and I love them. And their family will come to me, and now sometimes I'll just say something, I'll just say, and the person just cry, like, well, that's what God told me to tell you. And she like, oh my God, I'm so happy I met you. And I'm like, well, it's just God's spirit, it's not me. I'm out of here, I gotta go. So basically, I run around like Chicken Little. I run around like Chicken Little around this planet, turning on lights. That's why I call myself extra light. I'm doing it on different realms. If it's spiritually, financially, social, economically, you learn about who you are. You learn about what's going on in the system so we can all save this planet. That's my main goal. So basically, I am a reincarnated spirit that when I was doing my research, what I believe, I'm just talk because I can say what I want. I must do what I want. I believe that I'm a light worker that came here to awaken as many souls as possible, to make the connections of what's going on to the pieces of the puzzle, because we all seeing pieces of the puzzle, but it's just the fact to put the pieces together to see it. And I'm really good at that. Working in the healthcare field, I have to know the whole body, and that's what made me enhance that quality, because you have your spleen, you got your kidney, you got your liver, you got your thymus. All of these plays a role. When one is acting up, it affects the other one. So that's how I look at everything, as a systematic approach. And that's why I'm able to put like a lot of information together. So what happens on the Black Discovery channel, check it out, is a lot of documentaries from a lot of content creators that are, putting their commentary and content together, so you can make the connection of the actual theories, of the actual concepts, and you get aha moments. So instead of me just giving commentary on that page and giving like what I believe in, this, that, and the third, and trying to be some social figure, I want to just awaken as many people as possible so they can make the decision to to switch the paradigm. Once we're all vibrating high, it's going to just switch. Y'all going to stop buying the junk bullshit food. You're going to stop investing in these crooked ass businesses. You're going to focus on your family at home. A lot of people are going to start homeschooling, knowing that our kids are not being taught correct by colonizers. I'm getting I'm getting 3D on y'all. But that is also connected to what we're going on to us spiritually. And that's why I had to just focus in on those things so I can learn to connect to the people of the earth, because of what they're dealing with, but it's a spiritual realm that goes deeper down the rabbit hole, that we all know that we're going to be able to discover more on this channel, Uncensored Enlightenment Talk Live. Okay, so I talked about reincarnation, and I talked about the Anunnaki, and I did tell y'all about my history. So tell me what y'all think. Tell me what you think about my story. It is weird, but I shared it, and I don't care. Only people close to me really know, but it's the truth. That's what happened in Haiti. That's what happened to my mama. That's what happened to my grandma. That's what happened to my Casanova grandfather, and that's what I know. That's how one of the reasons, or one of the things makes me understand who I am spiritually, because that actually happened. It was a glitch in the process. So I had to really do some research, like what the fuck happened? Like, so why I'm so different? Why my brother something? Why we just a little weird? And that's what he was saying, like he see a light, like I'll be regular, and all of a sudden my eyes will be like clean, and and I know that light is there to shed light to you beautiful people, because can't do it by myself. So my next live it'll probably be next week. I'll try to go live once every 2 weeks. I want to share some more stories with you. I do have some stories I want to share with you in regards to my ghostly experience, more ghostly experience. Not just that one. That was just when I was younger. That was my house. That was my mama house. We got way more experience that y'all gonna be like, damn, that shit crazy. You know, because sometimes I get attacked. So I pretty much know that now that I'm talking to you guys about this, I have to go get some more protection, because the spirit's gonna be like, this bitch is out to get us. Yes, I am here. I am here, Lightworker 34, Rebel Spirit, reincarnated here to destroy some shit and reincarnate. So you already say I have my oh yeah right next to me, and that's what oh yeah is here to do. That's one of the deities that I practice with. We work together. I am a spiritual being of Yahweh, the Most High. I do understand that we were birthed here as Israelites, but you know, I use as many tools as possible for protection, and I can show y'all some of the tools and what I do, you know, and how sometimes I can shut my co-workers up, you know, when motherfuckers be coming after me for no reason, because just because I'm brown, melanated, and young, you don't think you don't mesh with me. So I be trying to come in there with the grace of God, and they just be like, who she thinks she is? And I be like, oh, whack out, what's your name? What's your name? What's your first and last name? Oh, okay. All right. You have a good day. You need some help? Let me stop. Stop it, because y'all share this video like she be doing voodoo on people. No, what I do is I'm able to pray that people are able to see the negativity in their behavior, and God actually opens the door to a pathway that they're able to correct that spirit, while at the same time protecting me and making sure they can't touch my ass. Sorry, y'all. Anyway, love you. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I feel much better because it took me a while to start this damn live, because I was like, oh my God, I've got to be talking about the freaking Anunnaki. They're gonna think I'm weird, but oh well. If you think I'm weird, then you don't need to be on this channel. This channel's not for you. But if you don't, and you know that this is real, true, live information that we will be experiencing from now on the mainstream. That's what I'm trying to prepare y'all for. Y'all got Damon Dash talking about this shit and other people. They gonna try to shun him, but people gonna start talking about the Anunnaki. So go ahead and start researching, and we're gonna talk more about the Anunnaki and the bloodlines, and you know, back into reincarnation, and y'all gonna learn a little bit more about me and the mission. And I want y'all to share your experience with me. Y'all can always email me at extraordinarylight34 Tell me what you think of the video. Tell me if you have any concepts that you want to just talk about when it comes to spiritual. We're talking about the intrinsic. We're talking about aliens. We could talk about how they look, whatever, like whatever I can share with you, you know, because I actually been researching this since I've been 12. I just left it alone because, you know, you can't be talking to people about this shit. They be like, cause you crazy, what? It's already hard to find a man now because they so damn programmed. Then I start talking about this shit. I'm just playing. Love you guys.